We've been with you for a very long time here at Entertainment.
Yes, you have.
And so if you would do me a favor and take a look right here, and we want to show you our very first interview with you back in 2007 where you showed us around your talk show.
It is my first night on the show, so I'll pretty much do whatever it takes to get people to tune in. What I like to focus on is gossip, who our celebrity guests are, who our interviews are, and if they're gonna gossip and tell us the stuff we wanna know.
What do you think about that,
I look
girl?
really orange. I look like one of the Trumps. Whoopsie doodle. Wow. And I'm talking very, very fast.
Do you still like a little good piece of celebrity gossip?
You know how there's stories that are juicier than others for you? You know, like for instance, the Blake Lively, Justin Baldoni saga. I'm already over that, but when that popped, I was like, oh my God, I can't believe these two. I just couldn't believe this, you know, the circular nature of which it just went around and around and around. I just want to make sure that the people around me tell me when to stop it.
Exactly. I think you are a brave person because, you know, the inner parts of us maybe want to be a little wilder, and I've never been able to. I'm like an L7 square. Oh. And I've always, there's, you know, that little part of you who wants to
get freak flag out. Yes, yes.
You say that in the book too.
Yeah.
The time when you want to let your freak flag fly.
Yeah. I'm a type A from about 8 to 11 every day, and then I get my stuff done and I turn into a type Z around noon.
There you go. You say that you talk about this in the book as well, and you just kind of mentioned it here, like not wanting to have children. And you say you don't really like children, but I think I have to call BS on you because by all accounts and by everything you write, you actually adore kids. You actually love having kids in your life.
Absolutely. I do not dislike children.
Right.
I just don't want them around me all the time.
24/7.
Yes, I just don't want one. It's like spaghetti bolognese. I also don't want that. You know what I mean? Like, it's just not for me. So it's not an attack or an indictment on children. And there are so many children, as I talk about in the book, in my life that I have been able to impact.
Yeah.
I've sent children to college that I'll never meet. Like, that's the kind of person I wanted to be. Me being a mother is not the #1 way for me to help the world.
I do love the fact that you are an open book about so many things and just kind of like relationships, life, all of those things. But at the end of the day, you always say the most important love story is the one that you have with yourself.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think that if we can instill in all of our young people the self-respect that I feel, the confidence that I feel when I walk into a room, the way that I feel about myself is what this book is about, helping other women recognize about themselves. Mm-hmm. It's up to you to believe in yourself. If you don't believe in yourself, who else is going to believe in you? Mm-hmm. So it's an inside job, and you have to start with that, and it's a practice, and you have to be consistent about what you're contributing and who you are, and staying true to that, you know? And so I'm really encouraged by all of these conversations women are having right now. I'm very encouraged by the power of women and understanding that together we are way stronger than separating ourselves and not being trained to think there's only room for a few of us, because all ships rise with the tide. So your success is my success, and vice versa. And that is finally permeating through all of our conversation. There are lots of women that are just like me. They might not be in Hollywood, but there are a lot of women in Hollywood that are just like me. It's really a matter of when you respect yourself, you respect others. And when you respect yourself, the insecurity and the self-consciousness kind of dissipates.
Okay.
And when you don't have insecurity and self-consciousness, you're able to give out so much more energy and love to people and pick people up.
That's a good point.
So like, it's so worth the investment in yourself, because then you can give out even more to the world.
Yeah, absolutely. You're about to give us your Vegas residency, so you're about to give that to the world.
Yes, once a month for 2 years. I'm at the Cosmopolitan Hotel in Vegas.
That's amazing.
Which is so fun, and I've won so much money at that hotel. I'm telling everyone who's watching, if you want to gamble and win, go to the Cosmo.
What's your game?
Blackjack.
Okay.
I love blackjack.
Okay, that's the only one that I've ever played.
Yeah, I have an allotment, and I start with it, and then I don't spend any more than that. If I always end up, I usually leave with exactly as much as I started. So it's like I'm renting a good time, basically.
So you've got the Vegas residency. You also got the Netflix special, which I was howling, laughing out loud at that Netflix special.
Thank you.
Everyone was banging on about pickleball at this point. I blame COVID for pickleball, right? We didn't have to hear about pickleball before COVID. Pickleball, that is not a subject that I can take seriously.
How special was it then just to kind of return to New Jersey, return home?
To return to New Jersey was great. Obviously I'm from New Jersey. That's a great place to be from. And I wanted to make this 50th year a big year for me. Like professionally, I really wanted to just kind of like do all of the things.
Yeah.
So to release my 7th book on my 50th birthday, I'll have what she's having, you know, and I open the book with this chapter to myself, envisioning what my life will be.
Yeah.
You know, how I will become this woman that I want to become. I want her to be loud, and I want her to be brave, and I want her to stand up for things she believes in, and I want her to be a friend to the world, and I want her to be a great sister. You know, a huge theme of the book is sisterhood.
Yes.
And so I was always embodying all of those things, but therapy helped me fine-tune my personality and actually soften all the edges that maybe were hurtful to others or myself.
Right.
And really have the gift of self-awareness is really something that everyone needs. You know what I mean? You need to know when you're being an idiot and when you're hurting people's feelings and all of those things. But it is very valuable and very inspiring when people own who they are.
Yeah.
And they are not apologetic about it, and they don't feel the need to people please. So when I was writing this book, as I was kind of mapping out all of the experiences that shaped who I am and the experiences where I've been able to shape other people's lives, I was like, oh, this is exactly who you've always wanted to become. And what a great exercise for all women. I mean, this is for everyone's daughter, sister, girlfriend, you know what I mean? What an exercise for all women to look back at your life as a little girl and remember who that person was, because that's really who you are.
Yes, 100%.
The essence of who you are before the world breaks your heart and, you know, and craps on you and you have terrible experiences. The true essence is when we are children. And who do we grow into? You know, who do we blossom into? And to actually check in along the way of life and say, am I this person that I wanted to be, or did I kind of fall off the track in this situation? And then how do I get myself back on track?
What has been, do you think, the biggest trait that has stayed the most consistent about what you're looking for in a partnership?
Someone who is okay with a strong woman and means it. Someone who can handle the fact that I don't need you to buy me gifts and diamonds and all that silliness. I don't want jewelry. I don't want you don't have to take me on lavish vacations. I mean, you can, but I can do that for myself. So then you have to decide what is the value add that you're bringing to me, because I'm not looking for a subtraction. I'm looking for an addition. You have to be an additive. And so what does that mean? Are you a decent, honest, good person?
Right.
Do you care? Are you a good listener? Do you stand up for what you believe is right? All of those qualities are way more integral to my attraction to somebody than how much money you make and, you know, your demonstrations of love for me. Like, I don't need it.